What if I told you I could predict your future with just one thing? Here's one idea that changed my life this week. I don't need to know your goals, not even your dreams. Something more subtle. Something most of us repeat every single day without noticing. This week, I realized something very uncomfortable. I could almost predict the direction of someone's life, including mine, by listening carefully to a few ordinary sentences. I don't have time. I'll start when things calm down. It's too late. I need more confidence. And that's when I realized repeated excuses slowly become our identity. Most people think that excuses are temporary, but repeated excuses shape your decisions, and repeated decisions slowly shape your identity. The strange thing is, most people never notice when this transformation begins. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides, I want to become unhealthy. I want to stop chasing my dreams. I want to settle for an average life. It happens slowly, quietly, through tiny moments of avoidance. One postponed conversation, one delayed decision, one more moment of waiting. Then eventually, waiting becomes a lifestyle. Avoid hard conversations long enough, and relationships become distant. Avoid risk long enough, and life becomes smaller. Avoid creativity long enough, and regret quietly replaces curiosity. Avoid your health long enough, and your future starts collecting interest. The most dangerous excuses are not the obvious ones. They are the intelligent excuses. The ones that sound responsible. Now is not the right time. I just need to learn a little more first. Once life becomes less busy, I'll focus on myself. Because those excuses don't feel destructive. They feel logical. And that's why they survive for years. They are the one thing that can predict your future and your success. The more excuses you come up with, the less successful and happy you will be. Sometimes we label our excuses as overthinking. Sometimes we call it perfection. And sometimes we call it being realistic. But many times it's just fear wearing a smarter outfit. And I say this because I noticed this in my life too. There were things that I kept postponing. Not because I truly couldn't do them, but because postponing protected me from discomfort, from failure, from uncertainty, and from being judged. The scary part is, the longer you repeat an excuse, the more believable it becomes. Eventually, you'll stop hearing it as an excuse. You start hearing it as your personality. Maybe I'm just not disciplined. Maybe I'm not creative. And maybe I'm not confident. But identity is often repeated behavior that has gone unquestioned for too long. And the most important thing is that excuses rarely feel dangerous in the moment. They feel reasonable, temporary, and even harmless. But every repeated excuse is a vote for this person you are slowly becoming. Eventually, your future is not created by your biggest decisions. It is quietly shaped by the small things you repeatedly allow yourself to avoid. And maybe that's why change feels so difficult. Because real change is not just changing actions, it is confronting the story you have been repeatedly telling yourself. And maybe growth begins the moment you stop asking yourself, what do I want my future to look like? And start asking, what excuses am I rehearsing every day? A single excuse changes nothing, but repeated excuses quietly rewrite your biography. The number of excuses that you give every day will strongly predict your future. Don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing ideas.